In this video, we're going to take a look at graphing linear equations using slope and y-intercept. There's a special form called slope-intercept form that we see here, y equals mx plus b, that allows us to quickly and easily graph linear equations. Let's take a look at this first one. We look, and if we can pick out the m and the b, in other words the slope and the y-intercept, we can then use those in order to graph our equation. So the first one, let's look at here, the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. With those two things we can graph these linear equations. So as we look at this one, the slope is the coefficient of the x term. In this case it's -2. So m equals -2. Secondly, we're looking for that y-intercept, which is the b. The b in this case is 4. So we have our m and our b. Once we have those, we can use them then to graph our equation. We start at the b, which is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the place where our line crosses the y-axis. Remember, the y-axis is the vertical axis, and in this case, this one crosses at 4. So we make our first point at 4 on the y-axis. Right there. Okay, then we use our slope to get additional points. Now remember, the general form of slope is rise over run. So we can use that fact. If we can write the slope as a fraction, we can use the rise and the run to give us additional points. So -2 as a fraction would be -2 over 1. Now if we want to rise -2, that means we would go down 2. If we want to run, let's just back up for a second. Rising is positive, positive is up, and then negative would be down. When we're running, the positive direction is to the right and negative is to the left. So again, we're going to rise in this case -2, which means we go down 2, and then we're going to run 1 in the positive direction. So that puts us right over here. So there's our second point. Now we can make another point by doing the same thing. Going right from this last point that we found, we can go again down 2, that rise of -2, and a run of 1, that puts us here. We can do it again if we'd like, over here. Down 2 over 1, and again down 2 over 1, to get as many points as we'd like. Now I can also think of this fraction as 2 over -1, because I can put the negative on either the top number or the bottom number, the numerator or the denominator. If I choose to write it this way, then I go back to my y-intercept and I rise 2, so I'd go up 2, and then I'm going to run -1, which takes me 1 to the left, which leaves me right here. Okay, so now I have those points and I can go ahead and draw my line. So I go ahead and draw the line through those points, and that is the graph of y equals -2x plus 4.